Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Kohan Duels video. Today, I have a really good match between myself and Shameflute, who you've been seeing a lot of on here. I haven't cast a match with myself in a while, and I really like doing matches with other people where I don't know what's going to happen, but this was a really good game, and I'm the only Ceyah player around right now, so I want to put a Ceyah game up. But yeah, the casting is not going to be quite the same when I cast myself. I'm going to try as much as possible to pretend that I don't know what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, I do know, so I'm not going to be as genuinely excited as when I'm watching a game for the first time. But the thing I've realized is the upside of that is I can give a lot more meaningful commentary and analysis because I know what happened in the game and I've had time to think about it. So the cast will be a little bit different, but I've done plenty of casts myself before, so if you like those, you'll like this one. Let's get into it and see what happens. Oh, also, I'll just put a small plug here. I'm going to be posting more about it. I've talked before about doing a tournament. It's finally going to happen next month, probably first or second week of September. It's going to start. Be on the lookout in Discord. I'm going to post about it very soon. But I'm just going to put in these little hints. Tournament is happening. If you want to get in on it, let me know. Even if you're a beginner, I really want to run a beginner's tournament so that people of similar skill level can play each other and have fun. And a bunch of games will be cast, and it'll be a great time. Alrighty, guys. Let's get into Kohan. We are on Cave of Fear here. We've all seen this map, but I feel like the map might have undergone changes since the last time it was on here. We each start in the corner. We got this long corridor leading to the middle. We got this southern corridor, leads to a Draga. We got Spider here and here. And we've got all these neutral top cities of all the 4 different factions. We've got gold. We've got 40 gold ruins. We've got these guys. And we've got irons down here. Let's start off. In the right, we have Zeza playing as Ceyah. And what kind of opening are we going to have for both players here? And to the left, we have Shameflute as Nationalist, as always. Both players are going for settlers naturally, but what is Zeza going to do with his 2 supply? It looks like he's going for an engineer first build. Basically, your choices are get 2 settlers, get settlers and scout, or get settlers and engineer. There's really not much else that makes sense for you to do with that 2 supply in the beginning. So he's going for the engineer's first build. I do really like this build. If I want to go super macro and super econ, I will go for scouts first and just do like a wood mill into iron export bank opening. But getting the engineers out here gets you that military unit. It gets you a little bit of scouting and that gold mine very quickly. And settlers are going to go over here. Over here, Shameflute's doing very similar as much as he can. As soon as he gets to his 3 settlers, he's going out and settling the same position. Both players are just trying to get to that wood pretty quickly. There's kind of no reason to settle anywhere else for your first settlement aside from getting that wood. And a very standard Nationalist opening. He's getting the 2 cheapest buildings that he's going to want and that are going to let him upgrade as soon as possible. Going for a carpentry guild, and I have to imagine... Yeah, I was going to say either scouts or engineers are going to be coming next, and he went for the engineers. He's going to be using them to get that mine. He's going to be using them to get his ruin. Now, both players, Zeza just got his ruins. Both players got a little bit greedy on the ruins, which is fine. The whole thing is that if one of us went scout first and just went like a beeline straight to the other person's ruins, the way that both of us opened, they actually could have stolen the ruin. You kind of have about like 20 seconds to get an engineer or a settler's moving to get to that ruin to beat a scout there, but it's kind of a risky play going for that gold steel scout build, and it's not that common, so both players were feeling pretty safe in waiting a little bit longer. Zeza does have his shavelings, and they're going over here, and looks like they're going to start going for these 40 gold ruins. Nationalist is just a much lower chance that they're going to have any map presence at this point, so Zeza feels pretty confident in his ability to just take these shavelings and go around and snipe that little bit of extra gold. Over here, the scouts are out for Shameflute, so the timing is really not too bad, to be honest. Shameflute just decided to go get his ruin and to go explore the bottom of the map and not going for those megaliths yet. Zeza gets it, gives him a little bit of a boost, and plus 29 for Zeza against plus 25 for the Nationalist Shameflute. We're not going to be seeing anything too big in terms of econ or military at this point, but we do have some pretty decent stuff coming over here for Zeza. He went for the iron export, and over at Grey Wolf Hollow, his natural second, whatever you want to call it, he got a wood mill. So he's building up a little bit of an army here, and this is going to be able to take down whatever he wants. It's going to be able to take down the Draga. It's going to be able to take down the spiders, and I have a feeling he has his eye for set for both of those. Got some econ and left a component open here to do what he's going to want to do later, and got the wood mill there to be able to get those archers up. Front line of engineers and zombies, back line of archers, they're going to be able to take out indies, no problem. And looks like he's staging to take the Draga. This has still not been found, but looks like over here we got more settlers coming out. Shadlings have just been moving around, scouting out what Shameflute has been doing. He's got engineers, he's got another settlement coming down, and he is playing a macro game. Over here, he sold his quarry at one point. Interesting. I guess he was just needed that extra gold just to get that iron export to get his economy going. But he's sitting at carpentry gold iron export, and he's at very little gold right now. But he's got his engineers, he's got his scouts. Does not have a Kohan on either of them. He might throw one of them on when he's done with Sophia here. But he doesn't have too much military to speak of, so Zeza is definitely ahead in that point. And Zeza already going for that Draga. He's going to easily be able to take it. These bone bows are going to have to retreat a little bit. And oh my god, they might be taken out here. This Draga is getting really close, and he is not retreating. This is a misplay here, and the bone bows go down. That is a huge setback, and not something that Zeza is going to be happy about. Either way, he's going to be able to take this. Engineers and zombies are doing fine. He's got Hisrock, who's just going to throw fireballs, and he goes Vargas doing damage, though Vargas was not involved in that fight. And I'm not even going to pretend like I don't know what's going to happen here. I was just hating myself for this. Usually the party I'll go with is Bonebow and Shadlings, and I mistakenly inverted them and got a Shadling party with Bonebow in the back. This party makes no sense. It was a complete mistake, and it took me a moment to realize it. So I just not only lost my Bonebows, but then wasted time and money on this second party that I didn't mean to have. Either way, though, the Draga Enclave is now in Zeza's possession, and he is going to start with the Woodmill and start getting some econ out of there, I imagine. Carpentry Guild going up. Now, this is a big tell. He got a Carpentry Guild in Grey Wolf Hollow. He's not just doing that just to get the cheap bone bows. That wouldn't quite be worth it, in my opinion. It's a nice bonus, and he finally got the correct party. But this means he's going to be upgrading this soon, and he wants to do more with this, not a city, but a village. Still nothing here at Barber Nareb, the town. But Carpentry Guild going up there. And let's see. Shadlings are still out on the map, and Shameflute over here is going to take his Draga. Is he able to do it with just those scouts and engineers? That's a legitimate question. Because in my mind, this is not enough to take those Draga, but let's see if something Shameflute is doing is going to prove me wrong. It's really close. I think he actually is. The morale is just holding on those two units. Wow, that is really close, and I honestly did not know that you could do that with just scouts and engineers. I guess the Nationalist engineers being a bit better gave him that boost there. And it might have been some nice micro just kind of moving around the other side of the cave and not getting surrounded as much. You know, if he was out here, there would have been more guys he was engaging. So I think that little bit of micro is what got him that early Draga. Very good. Getting a wood export, wants to get his econ up. He's at plus 49. He's got a bank and an iron export. And Zeza is moving over here and looks like he is going to take the spider. Again, Ceyah can really just get such a quicker army than Nationalist can, so he's going to want to use that to the best of his ability. These engineers are getting caught by the spiders, but it's going to be no problem. He's going to be able to take them with this party very easily. No one should die unless he makes another large macro mistake. Shadlings moving over here, and they're just moving around the map as much as they can. Zeza is sitting at a very nice plus 62 right now. And, oh, he did not actually take that Draga. He came so close, but then the militia got back up. Shameflute is sitting at plus 57. So Zeza's a little bit ahead in economy, but barely. But he is about to get this huge boost from the spiders, and that is going to do a world of good for him. We have double scouts here, along with those engineers for Shameflute, and he's easily going to be able to go over here and clean it up. Kind of no problem. I actually helped him, not meaning to. I think those Shadlings just kind of saw that the Draga was so low and tried to snipe it, but it didn't work out. And the Shadlings are getting caught. Are they going to die? Doesn't think so. Zeza is going to be able to go over here and take his fighter, and that is going to be huge for him. That is 180 gold. Let's see. Over here, oh, lots of it happening at the Draga Enclave. He went for Carpentry Guild. He got one Econ building. He got one Tech building. Ceyah does not have access to Rangers, the only unit that gives Trailblazing. Ceyah does not have access to any units that give Trailblazing as a modifier provided. They have Shadlings with naturally have Trailblazing, but they're just such a bad military unit that it doesn't matter. So on this map, with all this desert here that you have to go around, it's really important to have something that can make it through there. And so he is doing that with he's trying to get these Draga with the Rangers. And this is going to be kind of a mobile party that's going to be able to go back and forth between the middle of the map and down here. And over here, like I said, village is getting upgraded. As soon as he got that 180 from the spider, he used all that money to upgrade that village, and he's going to start getting some decent tech out of there. Still nothing more over there. Spiders are moving around. This nest has been untaken, but the spiders are out. So somebody could get lucky and just go there and be able to take it. Over here, Shameflute sees what's going on. He sees that Zeza was indeed able to take that spider, which again is kind of expected for Ceyah, honestly. Nationalist versus Ceyah, you're expecting they're probably going to get their spider before you. So all you can hope to do is stop them from taking the top one and be able to take that to even out the odds. Okay, Zeza is making the pass through the desert here. And this is so much of this map is like, there's a lot of action that happens here, and then there's a lot of action that happens down here. But the only way to get between the two is through this really annoying desert pass or all the way around. And the desert pass is always going to be shorter, but it's just such a pain in the ass being able to go through there. So you really have to stage your units in such a way. I'll often just keep units in the middle of the desert so that they have a shorter distance to go one way or the other. Also, like I said, very important to have rangers or other just high movement units that can make it happen. Little engagement here, and nothing too exciting is happening. But we have Zeza coming up with his ranger party and is trying to snipe Sophia off the back. And is he going to be able to? No, he's going to. Shameflute's going to be able to get out of there. But that was close. That could have been big. Like I said, those rangers really coming into play there. And pain in the ass. These spiders are moving over. And look, Shameflute was able to get those spiders in. Exactly what we were talking about. He's able to sneak it in. So this was really just unlucky for Zeza that Shameflute was able to... These spiders went out. Double whammy. They attacked Zeza, killed the Shadow Beast that Zeza now has out, and Shameflute was able to get the spider's nest. Shadow Beasts are very cheap, though, so it's not the hugest deal, but that definitely was a setback. Plus 68 to plus 63. Very similar economies. Both players have gotten their spider. Zeza, I think, was able to take both of the megaliths, so that gives him a little boost. And he got the spider a bit earlier, but players are pretty neck and neck right now. Zeza is going up here. He's going to start to take control of the middle. And Zeza is still dealing with these spiders over here. And so we can see what happened here. His first city, still just sitting on the iron export. He's probably going to wait, maybe get a library to start to get some tech, some skeleton tech, maybe sell that to get a mana forge, but he is keeping that for tech. And he has his second city right here that he got strictly for Carpentry Guild, and Temple is going to be able to get him bone bows and profits, and the barracks in Temple is going to be able to get him Shadow Beast. So he's just setting himself up for tech there. Shadelings went down, as happens often. They're cheap. Shameflute, he is doing kind of exactly what I said, staging his guys right in the middle of this desert, knowing that the battle is going to be pulling him back and forth. And so he's got the outpost there so he can constantly retreat to this area. Even if they're not moving well, to be able to defend that area. And third settlers up here. They're moving out and doesn't look like Zeza sees them at all. Where are they going to go? He might be trying to take this area over here, sneak a settlement in. Now, Zeza did a lot of scouting with those Shadelings early in the game, so there's a good chance that he did see this area. Hopefully, he was smart enough to have looked here to watch out for secret settlements like this, or just outposts that people are trying to sneak. Moving to the middle, Zeza is starting to take his little bit of a foothold here. Shadow Beasts are out, and he is sitting with a Draga company. He's sitting with his engineers. He's sitting with bone bows, and he has those zombies there. Now, the zombies he chooses to leave behind, just because he knows that there's such a high chance of an attack coming from down here, and there hasn't been too much being shown yet. And look at this. The attack actually comes from the north, but nevertheless, he has those zombies to spot the attack long before they get to the Draga. Engineers are going over here and just starting to look around. And look, we have the first kind of more scary tech company coming from Shameflute. He's got bone bows with that ranger support and a summoner. And these guys are going to collide here. The Bombos are trying to get... the archers are trying to get into battle to deal with these zombies and start to take this Draga. But these engineers are coming over here from the side and are going to be able to kind of stop them from doing that. Scouts are moving out. The zombies are able to fall back to the Draga and stop anything from happening here. Engineers are moving out, though, and Shameflute is going to continue to move in. So Zeza is going to react with his mobile units, his Ranger, Berserkers, and his Shadow Beasts are going to move down there and try to stop anything from happening to this Draga. Because it now has a temple as well. He's looking like he might be getting some Ranger Cleric Berserker parties, but look at this. This is like nothing happening here. This Draga is going to go down quick. Very nice micro there, getting the Golem in front. getting the archers to do a lot of damage. And look, he's barely losing any guys. Really impressive micro just to be able to take that little settlement there. And he's going to be able to if Zeza does not respond. But look at him coming from behind. Shadelings first are coming to cut off the archers from doing any damage. And as soon as the Shadow Beasts get past that desert, they're going to be able to go and just swarm this company. Shadelings go down. Doesn't matter. They cost 12. Nobody cares. Zombies are sitting here and defending. But with Zeza's armies coming from the top, the engineers and the Draga Berserkers and the Shadow Beast, there's no way that Shameflute is going to be able to do what he wants to do here. Going back over here, we have a scout party with Summoner and Ranger. Very interesting. So the Summoner is going to slow that party down to the speed of, infantry. Less than infantry, actually. Speed of Grenadiers with that 16 movement. But he was able to get them out cheap. He was able to move them around before the Summoner got up, and he's able to have that Ranger to just be moving them at will. And over here, the settlement is up. Shameflute got it. Shameflute is going up here because he wants to make use of these resources that he is next to. And does Zeza see it? Is he going to be able to respond to it? Who knows? Zeza is now up here building his Ceyah village. Why is that called a Meriton village? That is not Meriton. And Zeza is moving down south. He is trying to do a bit of a counterattack after seeing that Shameflute was the first one to get in there. Zeza's economy is starting to go down a little bit. Plus 44. And the reason being is because he got these bone bows and profits. He's looking at plus 9 right here. And he has not been spending any money. He got wood there just to be able to support more. Like I said, he really was just keeping this component open to see what he was going to need. Whether it was going to be tech or whether it was going to be wood or whether he's going to be able to sneak an econ there. And moving out here are the Shadow Beasts and the Draga, and they're not going to be able to do anything too much here, I don't think. I think these scouts are going to be able to stop them. The scouts with... I always forget her name, Sophia. The scouts with Sophia, lots of scouts happening, archers stopping them. Zeza's falling back. He kind of went a little prematurely there. He really just wanted to get this battle happening. And the timing didn't work out too bad, because right when he was having to fall back, the outpost was up. And over here, Shameflute is continuing to get everything he can and sitting at a very, very healthy 103 against Zeza's paltry plus 50, which is not bad. That's really not a bad econ. I've been trying to kind of get to places where my econ is closer to like 70 to 80 at this point of the game. Ceyah, at least the way I play Ceyah, is that there's usually just a switch that happens. I'll try to open up with some decent economy and hold it for a bit, but there just comes a point in the game where I feel like I have to be doing a lot of damage, and then I'll kind of switch, and I'll start to sell off econ buildings. I'll start to just get a bunch of guys that'll put me in the negative a little bit, and my economy will usually tank. Try not to tank too hard. Right now it's at plus 54, though. And this attack was not successful. The outpost is going to go down very quickly. Shameflute was able to counter it back. Over here, archers are amassing. They are just holding out in the middle, waiting for a battle to happen there. They are not very mobile, so they're really not able to move around the map too well. He didn't want to try to run down there and then have to run back. He is just staying put in the middle. Shadelings are going to be able to move around. And it was an unsuccessful attack, but all he lost was an outpost, and he was able to annoy Shameflute. So, not the end of the world. And over here, Zeza sees it. Zeza knows that this was up. He must have seen it a while ago. He was just kind of waiting for the time where he could do it. And Shameflute has invested a good little bit here, and it's really helped his economy. He's sitting at a ridiculous amount of iron. Oh my god, I want to see what he's going to do with that. This is scary. He's sitting at plus 9 wood, plus 18 iron, and plus 108 gold. And he has a really good map presence with all these scouts. Now, Zeza over here, he's sitting with the same parties. He does not have that kind of econ where he's able to pump out as many new parties, but he's making a move over here. Sees the engineers coming down. Hopefully he's going to be able to catch them with that shadow shock of the prophets, but I think they might be able to get away. Either way, though, he is punishing Shameflute for what he's doing here, and how is he going to react? Shameflute is just kind of moseying around. He knows probably there's a good chance he can't get to there in time, and that he was caught. And look, the engineers do go down. That's huge. Engineers are fairly expensive. So Zeza is able to not only take out those engineers, but he is going to be able to take this village. I can't imagine that they're going to be able to stop him. I mean, he just has bone bows here, so this really isn't ideal, but if those shadelings come and are able to get in the front line, these bone bows are just going to dish out so much damage that I think they'll be able to melt that infantry. Plus 43 for Zeza. His economy is not doing well. He has gotten another Beast Riders with Rangers. Shameflute. His economy is at plus 115, more than double, closer to triple of Zeza's economy. And this is quite powerful here. He's able to See, this is the thing. He's able to maintain this economy because even though his army is not as impressive, he has made a point to have like a pretty mobile army and to do things like put this up here. Gets a wall out, tries to defend it. He's getting scouts to come back. Is it going to be enough though? Nope. Zeza is able to get these shadow beasts to come up just in the nick of time. Beats the scouts and the bowmen who are trying. And this is going to be close. I don't know if they're going to be taken. This Shadeling is going to go down, but Shadelings cost 12. Nobody cares. Shadow beasts are able to get out of here. Maybe catch Sophia. And the Shadeling is barely surviving. Oh my god, 28 health. And these prophets are just going to town, whacking their staffs against Ellicott. And more companies from Zeza are coming up here to stop it. The battle is all happening here. Zeza sent a couple of units. Shameflute sent a couple more to respond. Zeza sent a couple more to respond to those. And so basically, both players' armies just had to end up here. And this is a really good time for this, actually. Shameflute has the economy where he's just sitting on a lot of money, and he was like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to move these guys up here. Oh, but Zeza does catch it. And how's it going to be? Is he going to be able to take it right away? Oh my god. I honestly completely forgot this happened in the game, so there we go. I guess I still am surprised by things. Sunveil, Shadow Beast went down. The battle over here is still happening, but it's going to go in Zeza's favor. Zeza's going to be able to take this. And this is just kind of, look at all the dead bodies in the ground. This was a mess. Shadow Beast down, Scouts down. These bowmen are going to go down from what looks like just a horrible rout. These Berserkers are going to survive, but everyone is looking pretty battered. And these Scouts are going to have to get out of there. They know that there is no hope. Engineers sitting over there to recover. Justwood and Banabaren. I have Banabaren and Bananarab. And Zeza is getting the Dreadlord zombie companies out. Zeza is continuing to not do anything for his econ, but he's also not letting it tank. And look at this. Sunveil was able to hold with the help of those bowmen. Beast Riders are very hurt. And these zombies... Oh, Hisrock is very close to going down. I hope he makes it out of there. Throw a firebolt. Run, Hisrock. Oh god, that hurts my soul to see any Kohan ever die in battle. But especially Hisrock going down. He was probably at I wish I had seen his experience before he went down, because he was probably a decent amount. God, that sucks. So that was, I really think Zeza was expecting to be able to take this village. And look, he's getting more iron. He's sitting at so much iron. I want to see what he's going to do with that. More settlers coming out and continuing to play the macro game. Zeza has, if it was just a concerted one army versus one army, Zeza would have this battle. Look at these zombies doing a more respectable amount of damage with the +4 from those Dreadlords, being the meat shields that all his archers need. And he's got all these Beast Riders who are able to move around more efficiently. He's got a pretty good thing going. Has more zombies coming out. Oh no, these are the same zombies that Hisrock was on. Has a pretty good thing going and is up to +67 economy. He was able to get something going. I'm not quite sure exactly what to up his economy a little bit. And Shameflute knows that this is going to be a contested area after barely saving it that first time and gets a wall up. Zeza is moving in for a real attack though here. He's kind of tired of pussyfooting around the map, and he wants to really do some damage to Shameflute. He wants to force Shameflute to really do something. Going with a forward outpost here, and it's going to come up pretty late, but look at all these parties, the mobile parties. Aziza's just hanging in the back to be able to catch guys off guard like this, and he's going to do just that. Shameflute is going to try to come from the south, but these Shadow Beasts are able to come in and pick off this summoner, perhaps even pick off this company with the help of the Beast Riders. And these zombies and bombos are able to go in here and take Effort's Rock very easily. And look at this. All that iron finally being put to use. Economy tanking a tiny bit, but he's still at +94. And Shameflute is just going to move these cleric infantries in there before the clerics are even up. He is just trying to do what he can to stop Afer's Rock from being taken, but I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, Invokers on Dragoons. Very interesting. He just wanted to get a beefy party without getting Grenadiers, I guess. Even though he's not getting the movement bonus with the Invoker in the back. Doesn't matter. He's just moving in. One infantry goes down, and these guys barely make it out alive. And the battle is happening. All of these guys from Shameflute are coming from behind, and they're going to be able to take out these bone bows, I think. I don't think Zeza's going to be able to move in here. He's able to do a lot of damage, though. Bone bows went down. He's able to take out one of those infantry parties. these Beast Riders are doing a lot of damage, but now the mobile army of Zeza is coming in from behind. So it was, again, another one of those battles where it's Zeza sends some, Shameflute sends some more, Shameflute sends yet even more, Zeza sends some more. So it's not these just death balls of armies going against each other. Everyone is trying to play a bit of mind games here, too, and not kind of show their full hand until they have to. So the rest of Zeza's army now, the Draga and the Shadow Beasts are going to be moving in, and Shadow Beasts are going to be able to push these guys back, do very good damage. These bows do not have anything left to them. It's just their captain. These guys are going to have to retreat, and Shameflute has basically no army left. That battle just completely left him very, very haggard. And Zeza has all that army that he wasn't using before. His secret card, he now is bringing them back. Now, what's he going to do here? This is always such a hard decision for me. When you're in these positions where you're starting to push, are you just in the mode where you're like, I'm going to keep pushing and I want the supply? Or you're in the mode where you're like, I want to raise this. I don't want to risk him being able to take it back. I want to just take my gain and be able to move out of here and continue the game. Zombies up. Zombies up. So many zombies. So many zombies. So many zombies. There's just so many zombies. 10 supply for Zeza plus 66. And 7 supply for Shameflute plus 72. So the econs have gotten a lot closer, but that is because Shameflute has been spending money to be able to get a force to be able to defend this. He's got footmen with clerics, he's got art, he's got infantry with clerics, he's got dragoon with invokers, he's got summoner, magician on bone bows, and he has those beast riders with rangers. And over here, he's got some more stuff. Zeza, though, is going to attack this way. He knows that he's going to have to attack both ways. Basically, if he continues to go this way, then he's leaving himself way more open for a counterattack. So knowing that both of these paths are here, he is going to try to move down both paths. Going down here with that mobile army, with the Draga units with rangers and with those shadow beasts, he is going to push. And expecting, yep, the push comes exactly from Shameflute. Presumably just as expected. But no, he's not going to be able to do anything with this. The push was actually a lot stronger than Zeza could have hoped for, and decides to bring in these bone bows down here instead. We have 2 bone bow companies with double profit. We have a lot of zombies over here that we're going to do admirably to stop Shameflute's army from coming this way, but in hindsight now, definitely should have raised that, because now it's not even a huge loss for Shameflute. He's able to take back his village. He's able to use it again. He's able to have that supply. Definitely should have just raised it there and moved back. Fort is up here, but Zeza's going to be able to take it because he has a strong army here. God, bone bows with profit is just, aside from the Salon company, which I've said is my favorite, in terms of a Ceyah company, a company that I use all the time, bone bow with double profit is just so scary for the opponent. Zombies are going to come up here and stop this strong army from doing anything too bad, take out the fort, and then these bone bows are going to be able to move back and fight this army. Zombies are just such good meat shields. It's amazing. Like, when I first started playing Ceyah, I didn't really understand how to use zombies. I didn't really use them that much. I was just like, they're too slow, they're too shitty. But you just have to really stage them at the right point, and they can do so much. Like, they're going down, they're not doing a whole lot of damage, but they stopped Shameflute's army from doing anything else, while I was able to reposition my bone bows down here and my shadow beasts and be able to actually get in a position to deal with this army. All because of those zombies, which took pretty much no upcreep. Zombies down, infantry down. And this battle is getting bloody. It's a bit of a clusterfuck. And econs, similar. Zeza has definitely closed the gap. He was able to get a market up here, and I think that was pretty big. He was able to sneak this outpost, you know, take it from Shameflute, and at this point in the game, Shameflute's probably not going to be able to sneak out to take it back. It's just kind of too important for players to have their armies in the main battle area at this point. So Zeza is very happy sitting on that army, or sitting on that settlement, and getting a little bit of econ there. He's probably not going to push that too hard. I don't think he's going to get a bank from there. I think he's going to once again sit on his money to be pumping out more military units, but he was able to get that market, and that was able to do a little bit because he had the extra iron. Okay, Shameflute over here. He's taking this outpost. Zeza down here. He's got more Draga coming. He's got those bone bows. He's got a lot of the same parties we've been seeing. But 8 supply, 8 companies versus 8 companies. And I'd say they're all looking pretty even. I mean, Zeza's got more DPS for sure with all those bone bows and profits. But Shameflute still has a lot of front line. He's got decent DPS out of these archers, and he has a more mobile army. He's got those scouts, and he has all those beast riders with rangers. Zeza does have a good mobile component, but still the bulk of his army is those zombies and bone bows, which are not going to be able to move around the map that much. And proving me wrong, these Dragoons are taking their opportunity to say, fuck you, Zeza, I'm going to take back Ellicott. That was a huge loss for me. And look, Zeza sold the market, probably just wanting to get that extra money for something to get more military units, as is his forte. He just built something. He just built, ooh, look at this. He teched up to Macarb's. I didn't see that happening, but he sold the wood there and got a Mage College, and he is now pumping out Shadow Beast with Macarb and Dreadlord. Now, Macarb's have lower movement, 22, which is still not bad. Dreadlords have 20. So this is going to have the same movability as Footman Company, so they're not really cavalry anymore in that way. Oh my god, and look at this. He had that extra mana, and he said, fuck it, let's get zombies with double profits. And the tech is now coming out for Zeza. Now, these Dragoons are coming over here, and they are going to try to take back Ellicott, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. I think Zeza is sending just what he needs to be able to deal with this. The Militia soften them up a bit, and if he can get one of these Shadow Beasts to come in from behind and take that Invoker down, then I think these goons are going to be able to go down. Shameflute is moving out here in the center. Zeza has these Draga Company, which are going to melt. Draga have such low DV that this is not really their forte, just being a front line. The zombies are going to be able to come, but Zeza's parties are split up a bit here, moving up there to try to deal with those Dragoons. And zombies go down, but as soon as these guys get up, it's going to be scarier. Bone Bows, we still have two companies of the Bone Bow Prophets. No more Prophets after that, and I think some zombies definitely went down because we're lacking a bit of a front line here. But still, Shameflute is being pushed back. Shameflute able to sneak another settlement here. This happened a while ago, I'm sure, but I'm just noticing it. Iron Deposit up. He is still not actually taking this Coldahite field, but more importantly than anything, he has denied Zeza that Coldahite field. I think he was looking for these Dragoons that ran there. And are the Dragoons still up? I didn't see them go down, but I also didn't see them die. Oh, they were able to run around and try to get out, but they went right through Zeza's army. And Sophia goes down. The Dragoons are down. Huge. That's very big. Zeza sitting at plus 54, and our friend Shameflute is at plus 104. The entire game up in economy. It's gone up and down, but... And this is where Nationalists start to get scary once they get Grenadiers, Cleric, and Invoker. Eventually, these parties will start to become Elite Guards, Cleric, Invoker, but they're going to keep that back line. And here we go. We have a big move from Zeza. Grenadiers are just so much cheaper. They don't require mana, so it's a very mana-heavy party if you start getting the leads there. Draga are engaging with these Grenadiers, and they're going to try to start taking them down. And every Grenadier down is honestly going to be huge for that battle, because this reverse damage from the Invokers is really a big pain in the ass. And these Draugrs are probably going to go down. They moved so far ahead there, but the Ranger is still sitting back. And that's a great thing about having a Ranger in the back, too, is just it adds to the survivability of the party, because as their front line goes in, the Rangers are still going to survive in the back row and be able to retreat out of there. But now the rest of Zeza's army is going down, trying to catch this Invoker and the rest of these Grenadiers with these zombies, and the Shadow Beasts are over there too. Shadow Beasts are also over here. They got kind of split up a little bit, but the rest of Zeza's army is coming in here. Bone Bows with Prophets are doing such massive damage. Shadow Beasts are coming in here and tanking and really doing a lot of damage. They are so awesome. 75% damage taken. And God, with the fucking Dreadlords, the +4 damage, it just makes them such formidable fighting forces. They have such low DV, but 310 HP and that toughness right there really makes them a good front line, really makes them good cavalry. Even though they're not quite cavalry at this point because their movement has been lowered so much by the Dreadlord, they're still more mobile than a lot of units. And Zeza has won this battle fairly handily. He was able to take down those Grenadiers, which was absolutely huge. That was probably the thing that's giving him the best chance of really coming back and winning this game. Not even going to say coming back. It's not like he was behind. But here we go. What is going on here? Finally taking his Coldahite field and Watchtower up. So that is adding +4 to the military DV. The towers are adding more militia. So he is really trying to hold this place against any potential attacks, and he's got a big army here. He has some paladins out, and that is going to do a lot for that party, at least against the miasma, the foul miasma of Macarb. But summoning the Shadow Beast is not going to do anything against. So paladins are very good against Ceyah, but they are not like the absolute game winner. You know what I mean? They're adding that Shadowbane They're a pain in the ass, but they're also one less really good tech unit you can have in the back, because they're just a front line who's going to go up there and kind of just get killed by bombos. That infantry party going down, and Zeza is moving here, and this is looking really scary for Shameflute. Shameflute has these Beast Riders moving out here, and I don't know what exactly he's going to do with them. He has those Beast Riders and Engineers who are not taking part in this battle, and Zeza is moving forward, and he looks pretty unstoppable at this point. A lot of DPS coming from these bowmen out of Shameflute, and they're going to be able to really start to take down those zombies, but they're not going to do anything against the bone bows with the bone bows' incredible range resistance. Yeah, range resistance, 5% damage for skeletons and bone bows. One bone bow company goes down, though, and these shadow beasts are coming in. Plus 98, so not even completely tanking his economy, but getting some Dragoon with Invoker, getting another Grenadiers with Invoker Cleric, and if he has time to get these guys up, then this is going to give him a chance, but Zeza is just moving forward here. He's almost to the main. He's taken the second, and this is looking really, really bad for Shameflute. Zeza's getting some iron there. He wants to be able to support more companies. I don't know what he's going for. He has finally gotten the Mana Forge at his main, and he's probably hoping to be able to sneak some more mana somewhere to be able to start to get some Shadow Knights, because they are really what he needs. And over here, he is amassing some Draga, and I'm interested to see how he's able to kind of bring them into the battle. Moving over here, Shadow Beasts go out first and are taking these Dragoons head on. They're going to move back to the rest of their Dragoon Fens, and the Shadow Beasts are continuing to just do a lot of damage, not get hit too bad, because they have that awesome toughness. And lots of bone bows coming out, but no more front line to speak of. Everything is getting a little wonky here. These archers are not in a good position, and Zeza actually just kind of had a bad engagement there and has to retreat. The zombies are not able to get there in time. The Shadow Beast got there too quick and were forced to retreat. And so now these Beast Riders are actually going to do a lot to pick off Zeza's army. And over here, still sitting there, look at this. Zeza is coming in from the side with these Draga. 3 Draga companies with Throne coming. These guys are kind of out of position, but he's going to try to snipe this, take that settlement, and really, really put Shameflute on crutches. Over here, he is forced to retreat, and Shameflute is actually making headway to get back Dark River. Aether's Rock, Zeza is still happily sitting there with, and look, the engagement is happening here. Beast Riders are going in, 2 Beast Rider companies. These guys went the wrong way and are getting stuck, but hopefully these Beast Riders are going to be able to take it just fine, but I don't think so, because look how powerful this militia are. They get all that extra DV from the Watchtower, and they get all that extra versus cavalry damage, so they're going to be able to take down these Beast Riders pretty well. Beast Riders are forced to retreat. These Berserkers are going to be forced to retreat, but more Beast Riders are coming here with Cleric support, and these Berserkers are coming over here. Back over here, Shameflute is bringing the battle back to Zeza. Shameflute sees his opportunity. Those Draga came in from the side and did a really, really good flank. And look at that. Look what Bon said. If you had to look up the definition of a flank, you'd see that image. When the battle was over here, the Draga just came right up and did really amazing work. And put Shameflute in a position where he actually might be able to take back the middle here. But look, over here, Zeza's armies not able to do it. Zeza had 4 Draga armies amassed over here trying to take this settlement, and he was not able to do it. Now, he did not know that Shameflute had the Watchtowers up. There was bad micro there. They were not all in position, and the Watchtower gave extra DV that he was not expecting. And Draga just suck at raiding. They just have such low DV, and then especially Beast Riders against the +8 cavalry of Village Militia. This is huge, and this sucks for Zeza. He's spending a lot of his resources to try to get this flanking force that was going to be able to kind of pincer Shameflute in, and then it just completely failed. And meanwhile, Shameflute has been able to put all his resources to kind of keeping this battle going and continuing to get some of those really scary late-game Nationalist parties, and Zeza has not been able to do anything to add to his army here. Zeza's at +49, and Shameflute's at +103. Shameflute, pretty much the entire game, has been like double economy. And look at this. Wheelon's Hamlet is going up because Sunvale needs the help. He sees what Zeza's trying to do, and Zeza is just meandering with these Beast Riders over here, trying to regroup, but now that the outpost is up and the engineers are going to be there, expecting it to be able to take place in the battle, I don't know what's going to happen over there. Zeza, though, is moving forward once again. And again, this is a really sloppy engagement. The bone bows are out front and the zombies are well behind. I think some of those Beast Riders are going to be able to... no, the Shadow Beasts are able to get in there. But look, these zombies are getting stuck behind. And again, this is a really, really sloppy engagement. I'm going to really lay the shit on myself because this was horrible. The Shadow Beasts are able to come from the bottom, but these bone bows are just getting melted because the zombies were not where they needed to be in front. Really, bone bows should be incredibly good on small corridors like this, but you just have to engage well. And this is what happens when you try to multitask. It's one of the big challenges of RTS. Look at that, zombies down, shadow beast down, and this engagement is going absolutely horribly. Shameflute is looking so much better right now. It looks like he's actually going to be able to get back into this game when Zeza had him in the corner. We have 2 Grenadier Invoker Cleric companies coming up, and like I said, that is such a scary company, and that is really what late game oh my god, look at that. Zeza has chosen to just get rid of that settlement and run back to the middle. So it was a long stand that he thought he was going to win, but ultimately that was a failed attack on both fronts. Zeza tried to attack here and completely failed. Zeza tried to attack here and it was going well, but he was pushed back by a really nice flank. A really poor engagement on Zeza's part, and now look at Shameflute's army. This is just scary as hell. He doesn't have a whole lot of powerful DPS there, but the reverse damage on Invokers is just from Shields of Flame is so awesome, and it'll just melt front lines so fast. And Shameflute's not going to be able to match the DPS of the Bone Bows and the Prophets right now, but he's going to be able to melt the front line fast enough where he can just get back to those Bone Bows and Prophets. Okay, Shameflute sees his opportunity. It's right here, right now, and he has to do something. Zeza, you have to try to defend this and not lose a game that you were so sure to win. Show us what you got, both players. Come on. Over here, we got more Bone Bows coming out because Zeza lost both Bone Bows in that party. And look, what am I even talking about with my engagement? There is actually no Bone Bows left in the main army of Zeza right now because he lost both of them in that last battle. Oh my god. There are 4 Invokers out here right now. And there is double Maelstrom. And look at this. Shameflute is going for the middle. So this middle here has a very powerful militia, but look at all the extra stuff it gives. Plus 15, plus 15, plus 10. It's really risky to take the middle because generally if you take it, you're going to be set back because you're putting a lot of resources into it, and then the opponent can just come in and really punish you for it. But Shameflute knew what happened here. He knew that those Bone Bows were down. He saw them die in battle, and he knew that he had a powerful army, and so it was like this kind of snap decision, I have now or never to do something, and he chose to just go and attack this middle. How is Zeza going to respond here? Does he see it happening? That's the big thing. Now, he surely can see it happening if he's paying attention to this point in the map, but he's over here, he's recruiting new guys. He finally got a city, and that, I don't know when that happened, but that must happen very shortly, and he is staging himself to get some tech back up. Really, he needs to be focusing on getting these guys back in the battle, because without them, his army is nothing. And look, he sees finally that the Nexus was taken, and oh my god, look at all that. Plus 115 with a ridiculous amount of plus resources now from taking the Nexus. And it is on fire, but it is sitting in the middle there. And Zeza is coming in to punish Shameflute for what he has done. But without the Bone Bows, he just doesn't have that much DPS. These guys, the Shadow Beasts, are running over there, trying to drag some Dragoons with them, trying to do damage with these Shadow Beasts and Draga, but the Invokers are coming in strong. Invoker Grenadier companies are barely touched, and these Draga companies, the Maelstrom engines, are doing so much damage, and the Bone Bows come in just a little too late, and just another really bad engagement. If he had waited, he has to go and try to take care of the Nexus being taken before the militia gets back up, so he was just in like, oh shit, I need to take care of this mode. But the Bone Bows just took a while to come into the battle, and he is just struggling. Every little piece of him that is getting back up, he is trying to immediately send back in the battle. Shadow Beasts are not in supply, so they are not getting themselves back up, and the Bone Bows are just getting melted by these fiery Grenadiers coming. Shameflute is at 115. Zeza is at plus 37. Zeza has got more Berserkers coming up. He's got more Shadow Beasts. But is this what's going to be able to get him back a foothold in this game? Fort is up. Shameflute has a very good, solid control of the middle here. And Zeza's army that was looking so good 15 minutes ago when he was over here is now looking like nothing. It is decimated. These Shadow Beasts still are not in supply. These engineers are able to come in here. They put that wall right back up on the Nexus. They are able to repair it. If he gets turreted ramparts there, not turreted ramparts, if he gets, I can't even think, whatever the wall upgrade that gets him the extra militia, then he's going to go up to 24 militia, I think, and that's just going to be, there's spiders in the back row of militia, for fuck's sake, in the Nexus, and it's going to be really hard to take. He has that barracks. He can go for a garrison there. Oh, I forgot about that. Fortified walls, extra militia. If he gets a garrison there, if he just gets defensive buildings up on the Nexus, yep, he's going for the fortified wall. He knows exactly what to do. I'm really impressed with Shameflute's use of the extra defensive buildings, because it's something that I feel like is really overlooked a lot of the time, and that you really feel bad about getting when you're, you know, when you want to be getting tech, when you want to be getting econ, it always feels a little bad to be using your precious component slots on something like a watchtower. But that's what won him this battle down here. He had that watchtower up because he knew that was going to be a hotspot, and those Dragas coming in there were not able to take it. And that was really a crucial point of this game. And this is just looking so bad. Zeza is coming up. He's finally got some clerics on his berserkers. He's got more shadow beasts coming, and he's got the other shadow. Oh, fuck! Elite guards are out for Shameflute, and that, I dare say, is going to seal this game. How the fuck is Zeza going to deal with that? Zeza still has this hidden settlement up here, but he just doesn't really have any map control because he really, really needs to amass his entire army here. He still has the foul miasma on the Macabre. That's basically all he's got going for him. He's going to try to do an engagement here. He's got all his front line going at first, but again, his front line, there's no zombies to speak of. All he has is these really, really squishy beast riders. And look, the elite guards are flanking from that side. Elite guards are flanking from that side, and this is just they're just gonna melt so quickly. This is almost just a joke at this point. Zeza is going down. The militia are coming out. These 800 HP giant spiders are gonna come out and join this battle. They're gonna do so much. Shadow Beast, Berserkers, Shadow Beast down. Zeza calls the GG, and that is it. And the garrison did go up. Shameflute, well played, GG. That is the game for you guys. So, what the hell happened in that game? I was asking myself that very hardcore after this game. I was unhappy about this loss, to say the least. I'm kidding, I wasn't that pissed or anything. But I was definitely feeling pretty... I felt like I had this game... When I was over here, and when I took Dark River, I thought this game was 100% in the bag. No way I was going to lose. And I really already did go over it in the middle of the game, but I'm going to reiterate. Draga are very bad at taking settlements. They have very low DV, and that's kind of their thing, high AV, low DV. But especially Beast Riders, militia have +8 against cavalry, and they are just able to do so much damage. Basically, that +8 is like nullifying their defense, and they don't have that much HP, so just every hit is just doing so much to take out these Beast Riders. And there was also no clerics to speak of except for that one last one, and the micro was really bad. Only 2 of them got here. The other one got stuck there. The other one wasn't up and was back there. So Zeza had a really good idea. I'm not going to say Zeza anymore. I had a really good idea to go and take the settlement, because I had him really, with my heel on his throat over here. And I knew that the possibility of what could go really wrong for me would be if we just got into like a stupid base trade kind of thing. If he just started moving his army down, if he just started like, if he had more guys over here I didn't know about that just went over and started taking my Draga, like that would have been huge. I had so much in this settlement. I had econ, I had a bunch of mana, I had tech, I had wood. So it would have sucked if he took Garkarakan. And I really wanted that not to happen. So I decided to go on both fronts. I decided to hold out a little bit here and just try to take this down. And then if I got control of that mana, I would have just... Ceyah can really... Everyone can do a lot with mana, but Ceyah can do so much good stuff with mana. They really want Coldahite Fields if they can ever take them. But Shame was able to take that. Nobody went up north, and that was definitely something that I could have done, is kind of taken a foothold up here. Even if I didn't go after any of those neutrals... I could have easily taken over here as well. I could have tried to at least take the Coldahite Field. I think that is what I would have liked to have seen. As I said, Coldahite Fields are just so great, because you can do parties with Ceyah where you're just doing like zombies with prophets in the back, or just Shadow Beasts. Like teams that do not take much more than mana. Prophets do take some iron, but point being, Shameflute was just able to do a really good flank. Like, I thought he was probably hiding guys over here, which again is why I was trying to attack from both sides, so he wasn't able to use them effectively. But the failed attack here just really, really put me in a bad spot. And then I think there was just some amount of just exhaustion from the game and just poor play, where my engagements over here, I let the bone bows get in front of the zombies, and it just did me in. Just a couple really bad engagements on my part let Shameflute get back in the game. Why was Shameflute able to get back in the game, though? It's because he does such a good job of managing his economy, and because he was sitting at like plus 100 the whole time. I was ahead in military law of the game. I was really pushing it to him, and I would have been able to get away with it if it wasn't for those meddling elite guards. But point being, Shameflute has had the economy that whole game to be able to bounce back from what I was able to do to him, and to be able to really capitalize and punish me for my poor engagements. Yeah, that was a really good game. I've been enjoying playing with Shameflute. We've had some great games lately, and I like playing on Cave of Fear too. This is a really cool map. Yeah, man. This was great. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in Kohan stuff, as I say every video, be sure, come join the Discord. I'm going to be getting a tournament going soon. I want more people to be playing 1v1s. I want more people to be playing whatever kind of Kohan games they want to be playing. We do plenty of casual games on the Discord server too. There's probably more, honestly, there's more people that are interested in casual games. I just like 1v1s, and I want to get more people to play them. So yeah, man, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I love you all. This is Kohan Duels. We will be seeing much more coming soon.